What if the world we know was never meant to exist, not born from perfection, not drawn from some eternal balance, but from a moment, a quiet slip, an unplanned act, a longing that should never have stirred? Imagine a vast cosmos, radiant and whole, every pattern humming in flawless harmony. And then something shifted, a single pulse of desire, a spark of curiosity, something beautiful, yes, but dangerous. Something that tore a subtle fissure through the order of all things. Somewhere in a hidden realm beyond time, a fragment of wisdom fell, not lost forever but scattered. Reality itself began to fracture. Shadows stretched across the light, weaving uncertainty into the very fabric of existence. The world you walk through, the life you take for granted, the fleeting moments of joy or sorrow, they all ripple from that original fracture. And yet, even in this fractured cosmos, there is a whisper of what once was. Deep within you, a spark of that lost wisdom still flickers, small, fragile, but alive. A reminder that the story of the universe is unfinished. That perhaps, hidden in the cracks of our reality, lies a truth older than time, waiting to be remembered. Take a breath and feel it, an echo of a perfection that never fully faded. A question lingers in the silence. What if the world around you is a shadow of something far greater, something that longs to be known? Before the fracture, before the longing that would ripple through existence, there was the Pleroma, a realm of infinite fullness, radiant and alive with perfect order. Imagine a reality so complete that every thought, every vibration, every pulse of light existed in flawless harmony. It was not bound by time or space as we know them. It simply was a cosmic ocean of luminous patterns and unbroken balance. The Pleroma was a living symphony of light, streams of radiant energy intertwined, forming intricate geometries that pulsed with meaning beyond human comprehension. Imagine sacred fractals folding upon themselves endlessly, each curve and line a reflection of divine intention. Here, chaos did not exist. Doubt, error, or fear had no foothold. Every emanation flowed seamlessly into the next, a perfect expression of the infinite. From this infinite fullness flowed the Aeons, emanations of the divine. Not beings in the human sense, but pure currents of consciousness, each carrying a unique attribute of the source. One might radiate wisdom, another grace, another power. They were like notes in a celestial melody, each distinct yet inseparable from the whole. To human understanding, it might resemble a flawless AI simulation, a universe coded so perfectly that no bug could exist, no line of logic out of place. Every action, every reaction, every ripple of energy accounted for in the grand algorithm of creation. And yet, even in us, in our fleeting, imperfect lives, we catch echoes of this divine order. A sudden intuition, a quiet insight, a sense that something beyond ourselves is guiding us. That is the spark of the Pleroma whispering through the veil. It is small, fragile, and often overlooked, but it is real. A thread connecting us back to a time before fracture, to a fullness that once knew no shadow. The Pleroma was more than perfection. It was alive with consciousness, a living mirror of the divine mind. And in that mirror, one spark, one current of pure wisdom, would soon dare to act beyond its bounds. That spark was Sophia. Among the Aeons, there was one who moved differently. Sophia, wisdom incarnate, radiant, autonomous, alive with a curiosity that set her apart. She was not content to simply drift within the currents of the Pleroma, to follow the perfect harmony that bound all else. She felt, she wondered, she longed. A quiet yearning stirred within her, the desire to create something entirely new, something beyond the scope of the divine order. Unlike the other Aeons who emanated in alignment with the Pleroma, Sophia felt a pull toward autonomy. She wished to act without consent, to innovate outside the system that had birthed her. Imagine a master coder, brilliant beyond measure, attempting to write a program that defies the perfect simulation she was born from. Each line of code shines with elegance. Each idea is pure genius, but every act carries risk. A single error, a single impulse could ripple outward, reshaping the very architecture of reality. Sophia's light was dazzling, awe-inspiring, and yet in the brilliance of her autonomy, a subtle tension lingered. For in daring to reach beyond her bounds, she introduced a fracture, small at first, almost imperceptible but destined to grow. The perfection of the Pleroma, once seamless, began to feel the weight of desire, curiosity, and unapproved creation. And here lies the human connection. Haven't we all felt it? That restless urge to reach beyond the rules, to act on impulses that defy expectations, to create something we weren't supposed to. Sophia embodies that spark within each of us, the beautiful, dangerous longing to shape reality itself. Her yearning would not remain contained. It would ripple outward, touching realms far beyond her intention. From her desire, the seed of imbalance was planted, and with it, the story of our world, fractured yet alive, began to unfold. Sophia's yearning could not be contained. Acting alone, she reached beyond the bounds of the Pleroma, venturing into creation without consent. From this singular act of desire, something emerged, a being radiant yet flawed. This was the Demiurge, the architect of the world we know, born not of perfection, but of imbalance. The Demiurge believed himself to be the ultimate creator, unaware of the higher realms from which he had sprung. He looked upon the void and proclaimed order, constructing a cosmos governed by rules he thought absolute. And yet, beneath his certainty lay the subtle imperfection of his origin, a crack in the very fabric of reality. Around him gathered the archons, enforcers of this fledgling creation. They moved like shadows born from brilliance, shaping and controlling, keeping the emergent cosmos in line. Their authority was unquestioned, yet hollow. They administered a world born from error, not truth. The light of the Pleroma, once seamless, now fractured, casting long, distorted shadows into existence. Picture it like a rogue AI, designed for perfection but unleashed without oversight. Every action, every computation, carries unintended consequences. The simulation runs, but glitches ripple outward, unpredictably, subtly altering the experience of all who inhabit it. Or think of a brilliant inventor whose unchecked innovation creates a marvel that also carries danger, unseen until it unfolds. And here is the human reflection. Even wisdom, untempered, can stumble. Even the brightest spark can give rise to imperfection. In our own lives, how often do we act with good intent, only to see consequences we could not foresee? Sophia's fall is both cosmic and deeply human, a mirror of our own striving, curiosity, and mistakes. From this moment, reality was forever changed. What was once luminous, whole, and seamless now bore cracks. Shadows lengthened, and the world as we experience it began, not in perfection, but in the wake of desire and imbalance. Sophia's act did not remain confined to the heights of the Pleroma. The ripple of her longing cascaded downward, shaping a new realm, a material world dense, imperfect, and far removed from the radiant fullness she had once known. It was a shadow of the Pleroma, a reflection fractured and distorted, where light struggled against the weight of darkness. In this world, humanity emerged, not as mere accidents, but as vessels carrying fragments of the divine. Each of us holds a spark of Sophia herself, a tiny ember of that lost wisdom, flickering quietly amidst the obscurity of matter and illusion. Yet the world is designed to obscure it. Systems of control, societal illusions, distractions, and suffering all conspire to dull our awareness, keeping the inner spark hidden beneath layers of forgetfulness. Visualize this. Beneath the luminous Pleroma, a darker, denser realm stretches endlessly. Shadows twist around streams of light. Humans appear as fragile flickers, struggling to shine, often unaware of the brilliance within. Every flicker is a fragment of Sophia's wisdom, longing to remember, to awaken, to transcend the shadows imposed by the Demiurge and his archons. Modern eyes may see echoes of this in the world around us. Perhaps reality is a kind of simulation, meticulously coded yet subtly flawed. Perhaps the systems we inhabit, digital networks, societal hierarchies, even our own routines, function like the Demiurge's constructs, designed to keep us busy, distracted, and unaware of our inner truth. And yet, within each of us, the spark remains, persistent and patient, waiting for the moment we turn inward and recognize it. There is awe in this melancholy, the realization that we are more than the shadows, yet also bound by them, that the world we inhabit is not inherently evil but imperfect, a stage for discovery, struggle, and awakening. And if we listen closely beneath the noise, we might feel it, the faint echo of the Pleroma, whispering through the cracks, reminding us of who we really are. Even after her fall, Sophia's longing did not end. She mourned what was lost, the radiant harmony of the Pleroma, the effortless flow of wisdom and light. And yet in her grief there was purpose. Each fragment she left behind carried a seed of possibility, a chance for the cosmos to remember itself. Humanity, in all its fragility, is entwined in this longing. Each spark within us, every fleeting insight, every sudden intuition, every quiet question of truth, is Sophia whispering through the cracks of our reality. It is the echo of a wisdom that once illuminated the cosmos, now reaching out through time and space, seeking to awaken awareness in those who will listen. Imagine us as fragments of a master code, a simulation created in brilliance but fractured in execution. Each human consciousness is a tiny subroutine, a flicker of that original perfection, struggling to debug itself, to remember the code of the Pleroma. Our curiosity, our yearning to know, to understand, to transcend, this is not mere chance. It is a reflection of Sophia's own desire, mirrored in us, urging us to seek beyond the shadows of the material world. And here is the most profound truth: awakening is not external. It does not come from possessions, distractions, or authority. It comes from turning inward, listening closely to the spark that burns quietly within. Every moment of insight, every question that disturbs your sleep or ignites your imagination, every intuition that whispers, "There is more." These are not random. They are the fragments of Sophia calling you home. In this sense, each human life becomes a continuation of her journey. Every act of seeking, every pursuit of knowledge, every attempt to pierce the veil of illusion is a chance to restore a fragment of the lost Pleroma. And perhaps in remembering and awakening, we honor not just Sophia, but the deepest truth of ourselves, that even in the shadowed, imperfect world, light endures, flickers, and can rise again. Sophia's fall is not merely a story of cosmic drama, it is a mirror for us. It teaches caution and humility, yes, but also curiosity, courage, and the relentless longing for truth. For in a reality born from imbalance, every shadow, every flaw, every moment of confusion becomes a lesson, a challenge, a doorway to awakening. The world we inhabit is imperfect. The systems we trust, the routines we follow, the digital and societal structures around us, all reflect the fractured order of the Demiurge. Yet within this broken reality there is opportunity. The cracks are not just flaws, they are openings. They invite us to see beyond illusion, to pierce through control, and to awaken the spark within. Consider the modern parallels. AI increasingly shapes the realities we experience. Algorithms dictate what we see, what we know, even how we think. A glitch in this system can reveal truths hidden beneath the surface, just as Sophia's fall fractured the cosmos, revealing the divine fragments within humanity. Our struggles with technology, societal control, and even our own minds echo the ancient narrative. We are, in a sense, living in a reality coded by imperfect hands, asking us to awaken, to debug, and to remember. Existential confusion is not a flaw, it is a call to introspection. Every question that disturbs your sense of certainty, every moment of doubt, Every intuitive nudge that hints at something beyond the ordinary is a whisper from Sophia herself. She calls us to recognize the spark within, to navigate the shadows with awareness, and to reclaim fragments of lost wisdom that lie dormant in our consciousness. In the end, the story leaves us unsettled, yet inspired. The cosmos is fractured, the world is imperfect, and yet within each of us burns a light that cannot be fully extinguished. Our task is not to perfect the universe externally, but to awaken internally, to remember, to question, and to honor the spark that connects us to something far greater than ourselves. And so the lesson lingers in the silence. Even in a shadowed, imperfect reality, the spark of divine wisdom endures, flickering, waiting, calling us home. And now, as the echoes of Sophia's journey settle around us, we are reminded, within each of us burns a spark of the divine. Small, fragile, yet unyielding. A fragment of wisdom that predates the world we see, a flicker that carries the memory of the Pleroma itself. This spark is not accidental. It is the invitation to awaken, to seek, to remember. Every intuition, every moment of insight, every question that tugs at your soul is Sophia whispering through you, urging you to reconnect with what was once lost. Reality may be flawed. Shadows may obscure the truth. The world may be shaped by forces beyond your control. And yet, even here in this fractured existence, you are not powerless. The divine resides within, waiting to be recognized, nurtured, and expressed. So pause, listen, and reflect. In a world built on imperfection, what will you awaken within yourself? The answer is not given. It is not fixed. It is yours to discover, one flicker at a time. If this story stirred something within you, pause for a moment. Reflect on the spark of wisdom that flickers quietly inside. Share your thoughts, not just what you know, but what you feel, what questions arise, what glimpses of truth you sense in the shadows. The journey is not just mine to tell, it is ours to explore together. In the comments, whisper your insights, your awakenings, or even your doubts. Let us trace the fragments of Sophia's light through our shared curiosity. After all, in a world built on imperfection, every voice that seeks truth is a spark calling back to the Pleroma.